Hi, everybody. This is Arthur here at Arthur Ease Your Mind on YouTube. I'm an intuitive consultant and psychic advisor. And I'd like to thank everyone for stopping by on this. It's Los Angeles. It's beautiful Sunday. It's the 3rd. It's about 75 degrees outside, at least last I checked, and not a cloud in the sky. So it's really nice. And but again, thank you to all the subscribers, the old, the new, and the ones that are going to be joining today. All the members, and we have some new members today I saw, so thank you for joining us. And also we have Walter and we have Sherry in the background helping with the questions, and also thank you to the moderators like Bor. Really appreciate getting those trolls out of our hair, etc. So I hope everyone's doing well. Like, gee, you think anything's going on in the world today? Yeah, lots. But in the meantime, real quick, we're doing political questions. We're not doing personal questions. And I will be doing a show with Valerie on Wednesday. So if you have personal questions you want to get answered, I'll be on the show with Valerie on Wednesday, I think at 4 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Check my post. It's on there. And also, speaking of Valerie, we do an event once a month, a Zoom event with 10 people. For an hour, and August is sold out, but we still have seats available for September 13th. So go to dragonflycrystals.store. Also, we are in Mercury retrograde, and this one is brutal. I'm telling you, this is hideous for me. I don't know about you guys, but I just don't want to get out of bed. And so I do have the guided meditation, Embracing Mercury Retrograde. It kind of helps you get through it. So everybody knows the negative aspects of retrograde. There are positive aspects where you slow down, you dot your I's, cross your T's. I was going to say dot your T's. You dot your I's, cross your T's, all that good stuff. You don't sign the contract, but you write the contract. You don't buy the car, but you go around and kick the tires and stuff like that during a retrograde. It forces us to slow down and take our time. It's also a great time to do back paperwork and taxes. All right. And real fast, yes, you've heard me say this, creating good karma, how to feng shui your car. Finally got that one up. So check it out on the Timeless Tools for Fast Results on YouTube. They're like 7-minute videos. We have that one. We have Healing the Inner Child, how to smudge, how to put salt in your shoes, and all, well, you know how to put salt in your shoes and stuff like that. So anyway, but why? That's the reason behind it. So anyway, so here we are. And on Sundays, a friend said, "What do you do?" I said, "I play that on a magic 8-ball and just, read questions and come up, my guides give me the stuff comes out of my mouth sometimes before I even think about it." So it's not, and when I say the words "I feel" or something like that, that's not, unless I specify it's me personally, it's coming from the guides. Look, I always say I'm the village idiot. It's the guides that make me look smart. Okay. So we've got lots of questions here, so we might as well get started. I think we went through 91 last week. So let's see. Joshua Hopkins, can you read on the corruption, it's on my mind, the Corporation of Public Broadcasting, NPR, which has been defunded? I've always felt that there'll be a law with it, but I also feel, I don't see it really going away. I feel there will be endorsements. There will be grants from like companies. Like if you ever watch a show on PBS, at the end, they have a listing of people that, help contribute to the show. Kind of like what we do when we have a patrons. Or when I say, "Thank you, my members, you helped me get through this." So I feel that there's going to be a lot of donations. And I don't feel if it is shuttered, it's very brief. And then in 2026, it comes back, 3rd quarter. Okay. I keep on hearing the theme at Sesame Street now. Hi, Rhonda. Hope you're doing well. Will Dumbo have to leave the White House now that we know Kamala won the election? Thank you. It's going to be a combination of things, because right now there's the one message out on Substack There's also Election Truth Alliance that's keeping a handle on everything as to what's going on, like states with Pennsylvania, et cetera, et cetera. So, but I always felt he is removed. And for some reason, I've always felt something at the end of September. It also could be a combination of things, but also his health is not great. I mean, I see the man, I don't see him clutching his chest because he has no heart. But it's that idea of there's something happening. And if for some reason nothing does happen, I'm not taking down my page in October. It means it will eventually happen, okay? Okay, thank you. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. You know, turn events. Next question. Arthur, can you please look into the special session Congress had last week regarding the GOP's attempt to make all workers independent contractors so employers don't have to pay the Social Security and any benefits? I feel this is going to pass. But again, everything that's being passed right now from them, I really feel is temporary. So don't freak out. All right? Just get a good tax person with the 1099s and keep all your receipts. Really. Thank you, Carolyn. Annalise. Oh, by the way, Annalise, I got your email. Thank you for the photographs. And also, thank you. She sent me licorice from Denmark. Oh, my God. I can feel all my cavities. Arthur, will the Rose Garden be recreated and will the gold in the Oval Office be removed without any damage done? Looking forward to the replay Monday morning. God Morgan. Thank you in advance. Well, I've always felt the Rose Garden comes back, is recreated. I can see, you know, this is just a joke, but I could see, like, you know, Jackie O like surrounding Melania and hitting her on the side of the head for what she did. But no, the man has no taste. He's tacky. So he thinks he's Midas because everything has to be touches turns to gold. I bet it's just gold painted. I don't think that's real gold. You know, it's like when we were kids, you get those little bags with the gold coins and they were chocolate. Yeah. I bet that's what he has. Carla, what will happen when Trump pardons Maxwell and Diddy? How will MAGA and people handle this? I know there are some other psychics saying that they'll both be pardoned. I'm not seeing it at this moment. So if I know Maxwell thinks she's in a, I'm not going to say her first name because I always get people write me and say, you say it wrong, you say it wrong. I'm referring to her as the pedophile Maxwell. So anyway, I mean, she was put away for 20 years. And they're saying, oh, she's an innocent bystander. No, she's not. Please. She procured. But Diddy, I don't see it happening. And I saw the interview with Trump where he's going waffling back and forth. Well, he's a nice guy, but then he wasn't very nice to me. It's like, excuse me, pardons are not because of personal likes and dislikes. It's because you're looking for a travesty of justice or something like that. Not, you know. I'm sure if he's offered like a couple $1 million or something, you know, all of a sudden, but he's released. But I've also not read, but picked up guides that I often feel that if Diddy were to get off or something, they've got more stuff on him and it'll be on a state level. And Trump cannot pardon on a state level. Okay. So that's what I get. Hi, Spiritual Garden. I am deeply concerned about Trump's response regarding homeless people cannot just be shipped off because someone thinks there is mental or drug problems. Nowadays, I would bet the bulk of people on the street can no longer afford housing. As per usual, the idiot came out with just a concept of a plan. Is this going to be cruel and disastrous? Well, actually, I feel that Stephen Miller had something to do with this as well. So what they're doing is what the Nazis did, is they should remove all the homeless people and just put them in camps. No due process, no do anything. And they're also talking about, well, we can always ship them out of the country. Yeah, let's export black people and import white people is what I think they're doing. It's crazy. But I don't see it being following through like they think it will be. Okay. And also that it could be a state thing too. Hi, Kevin. Can you please tell me if Republicans are going to get away with all the redistricting? No. They're going to try. They're going to try. There'll be lawsuits. Lots of lawsuits. And also, I like what Gavin Newsom and the governor of Illinois are saying. Well, if they do that, we're going to do it here. You know, they don't want, you know, it's like the Republicans' motto is, you know, hit him when they're down, kick him. So, and then rob their piggy bank. But they're going to try. They may get away with it briefly, but I also see blue states getting involved. It's like a nuclear reaction. You do that, we're going to do this. And Newsom's going to follow through with whatever he promises. So it's getting a little pretty ugly. Will Mayor Wu of Boston win re-election? I don't know who he is, but I just got a yes on it. So we'll take it from there. Yay, Boston. June's paintbrush. Oh, I love it. What will bring down speaker Mike? Thanks, Arthur. I just got a hit. It's like it's going to start with whispers, lots of whispers, and a whisper campaign against him, because they know when it comes to Trump. I don't know if you ever saw South Park, but he's like Lemmywinks, little gerbil. But anyway, I've always felt there's a scandal coming up around him, and it's not about money. So, gee, I wonder what it could be about. Sorry, no, I did entertainment purposes only. But no, I feel he'll eventually go down. So, I mean, there's that whole thing about, was this really him on Grindr and all that kind of stuff? So we'll see. Just saying, entertainment purposes only. How, Arthur, will Mango Mussolini be successful in tearing down the East Wing of the White House and replacing with a tacky gold ballroom? Thank you. No. The man has no taste. It's all gaudy. I mean, first of all, when I heard that, it was like, okay, he's trying to put out there, I'm not leaving. This is my home now. I'm not going away. Little does he know, the other side has told us many things. But if you sell the artist renditions, it's crap. It's horrible. It's like gaudy. It's, ugh. I mean, I would be more thankful if he would just put pink flamingos in the front lawn of the White House. Make it look more like Florida. There's plastic pink flamingos. Or we could watch the John Waters film, but that's another story. But I don't see it happening. They're talking about starting in September or something. I do not see it going to happen. And if it does, whoever the next president is, they bring back the Rose Garden, but they're going to rip down the East Wing. Gee, where's Melania staying? Not in his wing. Laura Wright, recent video shows Vance and others standing around Trump and rolling their eyes as he speaks. Are they fed up with him? It reminds me of Thanksgiving dinner with my family when the crazy uncle just talks and we all look at each other like, okay, just throw food at him so he shuts up. There, but the thing is, he's their cash cow. They can get away with what they're doing, grifting and getting money on the sides and doing all they do thanks to him. So they're not going to get rid of him. But if you notice, every time he starts going on those like benders of word salads that I always want some salad dressing afterwards, he, Fox News cuts him off real fast. So, do you wonder why? Arthur, will proof of electronic election interference in 2024 ever be revealed? Yes. 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 I feel a lot of stuff is going to be coming out in the next 3 months. And not just, oh, I heard this or I heard that, or no, they've got proof. And they're not going to release anything until they have it solid, irrefutable. So I know Substack, there's the people on there writing stuff. Also, like I said earlier, the Election Alliance. So it's all good. It will come out. Yes, I saw 51 Dems in Texas House have fled the state to stop the Texas House from voting to gerrymander more GOP seats. Ken Paxton wants them arrested. What is the outcome? Well, I think they're all going to Illinois. I feel he's going to threaten that they'll be arrested if they don't return. I know this has happened before, but I see some of them willing to go to jail so they don't have to vote. So it's going to look ugly for the Democrats. No, Republicans. All right. Is the Epstein thing losing steam? Will the GOP and Dems manage to keep it covered up for selves, others? No. It's not losing steam. It's not losing steam. I mean, the whole thing by putting Maxwell into a different prison, like Club Fed, she's saying what she wants. And she'll do whatever they want. But she's also known as she's perjured on the stage. So they know that. So I don't know. He's just trying. I feel what they're going to try and do is release a list of all Democrats and dead Republicans. That's it. Everybody else's name is not there. So, will the Trump administration be successful in destroying our economy? I'm concerned about the value of the dollar as opposed to Bitcoin and the other crap they're playing around with and the tariffs. I mean, I think in kindergarten is more about economics than this guy. So, and even Ronald Reagan said tariffs are the worst thing you can do. They work temporary, but not long term. And I thought Ronald Reagan was the gold standard when it came to the Republicans. But I guess speaking of gold, I guess it's Trump these days, like the golden calf. But the Bitcoin stuff, what I've always felt, and I always got the hit that Barron is going to be getting in trouble this month, by the end of the month, into September, with scandal issues with Bitcoin stuff from the company they started in Florida. Where the Middle East put $2 billion into it. So talk about pay for play. But he can try, but I feel there's still some adults in the room when it comes to comes to our economy. Okay. So I don't think it's going to be ruined. When 45 is escorted out, will the second in command go to? I've always felt that. And oh my God, have you seen that meme with where he has a bald head, egghead? Where's this Vans with a beard and egghead and these blue eyes? It's so freaky. It's funny. But I've always seen him going down as a co-conspirator. I never see him as president. That's what I pick up. I could be wrong, but that's what I keep on getting. That's what guides give me. Hi, Amy Chicago. Do you see a food crisis with ICE taking farm immigrants? Yeah. But it's not just that. It's like, we're always taught, I'm at the Catholic school, we're always taught wasting food is a sin. And all the food that was stored away for USA aid and all that just rotted, went to waste. So, but as far as, you see them like running after the people and picking strawberries here in California. It's disgusting. And then you have people like Sarah Huckabee Sanders trying to get rid of child labor laws. We can give them jobs working in the fields. Seriously, I'm not kidding. But food is going to get, I don't feel it's as much as the food is going to be going away as much as the food is going to be pricey. So. Will Florida get hit by a mega hurricane? Every time somebody passes gas, it's a hurricane there. Just kidding. I'm going to say yes to this. I always feel something coming up the Gulf. I always feel something on the East Coast. I don't see a lot of casualties, but I do get damage. And I get lots of flooding. So if you have a little rubber boat, blow it up. Love your Sunday show. Thank you, because I have no life. Will Texas redistricting pass? And if so, will blue states follow suit? We talked about this earlier. Yes, Ivy. I feel that, the guides, not me personally, but what I get is that they'll try. And if they succeed, then it pulls a switch with all the Democrats. And yeah, like I said, Newsom, the guy in, what's his name, the governor of Illinois, Holcomb, they've all been talking about stuff. So, and the thing is, the Democrats have always, been the ones following the rules, decorum, all that, while the other guys are just like, chipping away at their constitution. So I like the fact that there's a lot of Democrats out there now that are going, okay, fine, fight fire with fire. That's what we're going to do. So that's what we're going to do. And like, there's some really great progressives that are coming up on the scene. Like there's a James Talaraco or something. He's in Texas. He was a teacher. He was a preacher. He's a Democrat. And he's been going to all the GOP gatherings where the GOP people aren't showing up, but he is. And he made an interesting comment. He said, do you realize that trans people make up less than 1% of the country? That the Muslims are about 1% of the country? And he was going on and on. I said, but you do realize the 1% is destroying this country. It's the billionaires. So I thought that was very interesting. Hi, Sherry and Arthur. Well, Social Security to be privatized. It's our protection against stock market crash. I know they've wanted to do this since Daddy George Bush. So and also Reagan talked about it. That's why they got rid of pensions and it's, put your money in 401ks. But when they privatize stuff, it means, oh, let's give our buddies some money. Let's do something so we have that in between layer of people that get paid and mess things up for us. I don't see it happening. I really, really don't. If it were, there'd be a lot of people on their scooters going to the scooter store and running people over. Will Maxwell fly away in a private jet to France from Texas and/or receive presidential immunity? Other people have seen it. I'm not seeing it right now. So just have to play out. Hi, Liz A. Will Peter Thiel's Palantir be able to be regulated, or better yet, be made illegal? Both. I get both. I feel it's going to be around the second quarter of 2025. The things can start, or 2026 rather, sorry. Okay. Very self-centered person. And he does not own PayPal anymore, so. Okay, next. Will Orange Taco back off with the tariffs? You know what taco stands for, right? Depends what day it is. He will. Eventually, yes. When it starts blowing up in his face, and then his oligarch friends start saying, oh, we're losing money, he'll do what he has to do to save face for himself, not for the country. Entertainment purposes only. Hi, Arthur. Will the move of Maxwell cause for her the same fate as Epstein? Thanks. I don't see her departing anytime soon. That's what I'm getting. I also feel if something were to happen to her, she has things in place that triggers, and they know it. So, Lonnie Anderson from WK just passed away. Just came over Bolton. But as far as her going the way of Epstein, and there's another thing about Epstein is people keep saying, "Well, he's alive. He's alive." No, I never felt he's alive. Number one. Number two, his brother was there when they did the autopsy. So, and that's where they saw that there were 3 bones that were crushed in the neck that does not happen when you hang yourself. So, well, it's going to come out. But thanks for the question. Good evening, sir. That's my dad. What do you see happening in the schools with upcoming academic year starting soon? Chaos. I mean, they're just dumbing down this country. They can't teach what they want to teach. I get chaos. Pure and simple. I also get rich people sending their kids to private school. They're trying to get vouchers so that the state pays. They get money from the state to send their kids to private school, charter schools, and private schools also. So it's all going to blow up. McMahon, I don't even think she knows what a periodic table is, let alone, who signed the Declaration of Independence. Yet she's the head of, but she can tell you who WWE person, fake blood on their hands. Kind of like a president. Anyway, just saying. But it's going to be crazy. Will Melania leave the country over the truth coming out about her ties to Epstein and the way she met Trump? She did not meet Trump through Epstein. She was at the Kit Kat Club in New York. And there was a promoter that brought all these women over from, the country where she's from and others. Slovenia, is it? And there was a meet and greet at the Kit Kat Club. So it wasn't through Epstein. And somebody asked me, do you think Epstein ever was with Melania? I'm like, no, she has a driver's license. Well, I don't think she drives. She probably has a car, but you know what I'm saying. Okay. Peggy, will Trump use ICE as his private army against American citizens at protests and other public events? They can try, but it ain't going to happen. It will not go over well. It will not go over. I mean, this whole intimidation where you don't know who I am, I know who you are, the masks and all that. It's like cosplay. Please. Didn't you get enough candy at Halloween when you were a kid? I mean, they're going to try, but I don't see it happening. And there's so many lawsuits in the way. It's not even funny. Like the guy here in Los Angeles, he's an American citizen. He's a disabled vet. He's doing security at one of the cannabis factory plants. He saw what was going on. He's in his truck. He starts backing out because he doesn't want to get involved in any of that. They ran after his truck, stopped the truck, broke in his windows, threw tear gas into his car, and then pulled him out and arrested him, an American citizen. And they detained him for 3 days without any telling him why or anything. Then they let him go. He wasn't allowed to bathe. He didn't get anything to eat almost for 3 days. And he said nobody could sit down because there's so many people in that room. You had to stand. So this is all going to be coming out. So yeah, there are going to be lots of lawsuits. Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is not seeking a third term. Will another Dem be elected? Yes. Yes. I'm getting somebody really, really. I get the energy like a teddy bear. I mean, a big, burly, what is it? Hard on the outside, soft on the inside, teddy bear. But really, like when he says something, he means it. So we'll see what happens there. Okay. The Epstein sex trafficking operation was a blackmailing operation. Was this just one arm of the larger blackmailing operation that would involve more than sex trafficking? It was more than just blackmail. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on now. It wasn't just about blackmail. There were young girls involved. There was transporting over state lines. There's a lot of things here. On the Lolita Express, as they called it. Arthur, can you look into the emaciated Israeli man that was on video today? Will he come home? I feel Hamas will keep starving the hostages like him and won't come home alive. I did not see this. I don't know about this. Is it going to be released? I guess is the question I get. Yes, but in about 5 weeks. I could be wrong, but that's why I just got real fast. Okay. Will Dems in California, Illinois, and New York be able to counteract the extra Texas House seats and the other states who rigged their House seats? Thanks. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. They went in New York. The rules in New York are a little bit different than California. They have to wait like 2 cycles or something like that, 2 voting cycles. But in California, they can do it a lot easier, as well as Illinois. But like I said, if that were to be approved and happen have you ever seen what the gerrymandered map of Texas looks like? It's all pink and red, and there's 2 blue dots. That's it in the entire state. But I've always thought it's more purple than people know. But thank you. Good afternoon. Can you read on U.S. Attorney for D.C.? We'll see last. Oh my God. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing that. I mean, Blvd got in, but I feel that's short-lived as well. But Janine Perot, that woman from Fox, whose husband was pardoned by Trump because of all this tax evasions and problems and all the millions of dollars. Yeah, right. Hi, Arthur, and all. Will the Reds in the Senate turn on the orange idiot soon? Because the billionaires will tell them Dumpy is losing their money. Yeah, well, he's also losing his mind, but that's another story. Yeah. Well, the thing is, they're starting to realize that, prices did not go down. Everything he promised was just empty promises to get a vote. And if they had listened where he says, I love the uneducated voter, and I don't care about you, I just want you to vote for me. I mean, he actually said that. So why, they're going to turn. I mean, there's always going to be a core people that, drank the Kool-Aid and while we're just sitting here sipping on V8s. But anyway. I guess that's Sean. Will Sean Hannity get what's coming to him for helping destroy our diverse country? He and 45 are big buddies. Yeah, but remember when on all the depositions where he's like basically railing on how stupid people are? He's going to get his. Believe me. He'll get his. We may not live to see it because it may be another realm, but we'll get his. I can't stand the man. Hello, dearest Arthur and Sherry. Will Jack Smith be done with the ordeal going on with Congress, Tom Cotton, soon without harm to him? Yes. Yes. I feel like just sitting there, go try it. Just try it. Make up stuff. Do what you want to do. And then he just comes in and obliterates them. But not like we obliterated Iran's nuclear power plants, okay? Which we didn't. Hello, Arthur. I just heard on the news that 45 wants to take legal action against Jack Smith. What do you see for Jack Smith? He's going to be fine. He's going to be fine. Just like, they were trying to go after Hillary and everybody. In fact, what was it? Grassley saying, "Oh, we have to go back after Hillary now." What year is this? Did Taco have a stroke in his press conference the other day? I thought he was doing an imitation of either Daffy Duck or Elmer Fudd, so I wasn't sure. I feel the man has had some, but I don't feel it was during the press conference. Okay. Okay. I'm dyslexic. I know it's a little on the nose, but is there any chance Mar-a-Lago will be damaged by a hurricane or other water events? Well, according to, the Steele dossier talking about water events. Anyway, I would like to say yes, but I'm not really seeing it. But I do see that Alcatraz is going to be hit. So, wouldn't it be nice if, Trump put in a claim to his insurance and got denied? Will Trump partner with Epstein in his trafficking business? If so, that would explain why the Trumpstein files are Kryptonian for him. It's not that he was a business partner. He was a partner. I mean, he was there all the time. They were friends. And that whole thing that he's saying now about, oh, he stole the girl and all this kind of stuff. Well, this is like before he said he's a great guy. He likes women on the young side. So, his lies don't even line up anymore. And he forgets we have this little thing called videotape. I mean, please, just rewind it. Show him. That's fake. That's not me. You're right. But I don't think he was a partner with Epstein. I feel they were good friends. And I feel there's some quid pro going on over there. But we'll see. Hooray for the Texas Democrats in their legislature for leaving the state to stop gerrymandering. Will they succeed? I'm going to get yes on that. I feel there may be threats from Ken Paxton about arresting them. I think Ken Paxton needs to be arrested, in my humble opinion. That's my humble opinion, not the guide's. Like I said, I'm feeling it's like the Republicans keep on doing these things. Oh, you're not going to do that. You're not going to do that. Well, they did it. So, they're now standing up for what they're saying they're going to do. So, yay for, I agree with you. Yay for the Democrats in Texas. What is the weather in Arkansas for the rest of the year? Storms, tornadoes, flooding. I'm in Hot Springs, and we've been lucky so far. I'm not a meteorologist psychic, but what I get here is I get the sense that I get there's going to be a heat wave still coming up by the end of August. And I'm getting tornadoes. I'm getting rain, and I'm getting some flooding. So do you have to get a little yellow boat? No, I don't feel that. But galoshes, sandbags. Hi, Arthur. What do you see coming up for Kamala? Thanks. Book tour. And she's going to do a book tour. And then on the book tour, she gets to say what she wants. That's why she hasn't said anything now, up till now. And that's that thing where, Obama doesn't do many interviews or anything, but when he says something, everybody listens. It's just like, I don't know if you guys saw where Biden just came out swinging the other day at a dinner. And he was, if they say that man is in cognitive decline, I hope I'm as smart as he is when I get to be his age. Well, even now. But, it's like, he's fine. Hello, Arthur. You are one of my very favorite people. Thank you. I don't have any friends, so thank you. Curtis is a right-wing blogger, part of Thiel's gang, and believes in apartheid and that the U.S. should be a monarchy. What is his fate? There was a movie years ago with Gilda Radner. Oh, I forget who else it was. It was about the first family. And somebody was dying, and all they had was Porky Pig going, that's all, folks. Flatlined. That's what I'm saying for this. His fate is flatlined. I mean, Thiel may keep him afloat money-wise, but he's flatlined. Now that Kamala Harris announced that she will not seek gubernatorial office, what do you see for her political future? Actually, I got a hit the other night thinking about all this. Don't hit me. But what I saw was, I don't see her running for president. I don't see her becoming attorney general. But I did see her ending up on the Supreme Court. So, or was that the gummy I had? I'm not sure. Was Maxwell moved to Texas because that's an easier place to release her when she's pardoned? No, this is just part of what she wanted. I mean, she was in a hot, this is, not so constrictive. And also, where she was co-ed. This is all female. So, I don't know if that makes a difference, but it's club fed. Arthur, when all is revealed, how will intelligent non-cult Trump supporters, deal with revelations? Are they currently ignoring the cruelty and lies? How will they face their complicity? First of all, I think it's to say there's intelligent Trump supporters. Yeah, intelligent for the dark side. I keep hearing, Luke, I'm your father. But the revelations, thing is, they are being cruel. I mean, I think though they're starting to wake up when they're seeing these grandmothers being chased across streets and being dragged into, by ice, and kids and all this, where it's just supposed to be the worst of the worst. And that's what Biden and that's what Obama did. They had more success than Trump ever has. But with Trump, everything has to be a television event. So, but the other people just did it quietly and removed people from legally removed them. But they were the criminals. So they had access to, getting them in and out. So, Arthur, will the Republicans in Texas succeed in redistricting to gain 5 extra seats? I don't see it. I mean, they may get 1 or 2. That's been a week, because right now it just seems so new that I'm not. This is where it's all fluid. When the questions that are hard for psychics sometimes is when, how, and why. Just when I give my predictions, it's like, this is what I'm getting. So let it be. And take it from there. Don't try and make it happen. Don't try to overthink it. It's like I had a client once. Quick story. He asked me if he was going to get a car. I told him it'll be a newer car. What kind? German. That's all I got. So that's all I was giving him. So about a month later, he called and said, I got a Jetta. I love it. And it's German. It's brand new. I got a really great price on it. Da, 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 da. I said, okay. Congratulations. About 2 months later, he called and said, why did you make me buy that car? I'm like, can I make you write me a check for $5,000 right now? No. So how can I make you buy a car? I said, tell me what happened. He goes, I said, of course I know. So he said, well, my cousin and his wife are going to have a baby, and she used to be bedridden for a long time. So they want to know if I just want to take over the payments on the BMW. It's like, then I reminded him, the original prediction was newer, let it come to you, German. He thought he only deserved a Volkswagen when the universe is trying to bring him a BMW. 5 years of payments, 2.5 years of payments. Moral of the story. Then again, Madame Lenormand, who created this deck of the Lenormand cards, which I don't really use that much. She was a reader for Napoleon and told him not to go to Waterloo. See what happens when you don't listen to your psychic. But what I'm saying is, when it comes to stuff like this, fluid, a lot of this is fluid. We all have, there's lots of free will. Certain things I feel are destined. I'm like Doctor Who, what a fixed things in time. But at the same time, what I'm predicting is things will get better. When will Mega Mike be removed from being speaker? By the end of the year. Like I said, that Quiet Whisper campaign, then there's some scandals coming out about him, and then I believe the orange guy is going to be deflated. Number 2 guy gets, co-conspirator. Johnson goes down. That's that. Okay. And then I feel that's when, we become the Blue Man Group. Thank you, Teresa. That's so sweet of you. Will all TV media stations be afraid to stand against Trump now? What I keep on feeling is it's yes and no. It's it's going to be like, what are they going to do? Like the Hays Code or whatever in the movies, where they still got a lot of stuff, 2 double entendres through. But this is not going to last long. We already have one state-run media, Fox News. Thank you for easing my mind once a week. Oh, I hope you don't lose your mind the whole rest of the week. Do you see the Texas camp due to open in El Paso in September happening? Concerned because community is mostly Hispanic. I just heard no on it. So I'm not sure the details. I'm not sure what this is. I just heard no. Okay. But thank you, Rachel. Thank you, Audrey. The mob monster, I call him a blob boss. The mob monster doesn't care about anything right because he has psychics telling him what is going to happen and when. I don't think he believes in psychics. No. He knows more than he knows. He's got the big league brain. He knows more than everybody. Now, Melania, that might be another story. But yeah, the blob boss, he just does what he wants. I just keep on feeling one day he'll be like laying next to him will be like Jimmy Hoffa. Entertainment purposes only. Thank you, Joan. They're so wonderful, and we've got 2203 in the room right now. Thank you so much. Well, the Supreme Court decided to gut the Voters' Right Act for what the GOP want. They wanted to take rid of number 2. I don't feel they're going to give the GOP what they want. I don't feel they're going to completely gut now the Voters' Right Act. I mean, Clarence Thomas would, but no. What I'm hearing is no. Then again, I said there wasn't going to be immunity stuff, and they gave him the Orange Cross immunity. So we'll see. But right now, what I'm getting is they're not going to get rid of it. I think it's the second thing on the Voting Rights Act they want to get rid of. I don't see it happening. Okay. Hi, Arthur. Do you see the stock market performance for the rest of 2025? It's the best performance I ever slept through. I don't see it being like a California Richter scale, but I just feel it's going to go up, going to go down. Up. I don't see it a steady climb here. If I see anything, it's more like a steady decline. And then they manufacture stuff and put it out there to make it look like it's still good. Just like the job numbers, they fired the people that told them what the numbers were, and now they could go make up the numbers. So you can't trust what the job numbers are anymore. So, but the stock market, what Trump doesn't realize, not everybody has stock. So we'll see what happens with that. But I'm just getting, they're showing, the image I'm getting in the back of my head is basically, it's like a table in Las Vegas, and they say, let it ride. Just let it ride. Don't do anything. Just let it ride. I'm not giving financial advance because, let's face it, my retirement fund is called the Ceramic Pig. Okay. So there you go. But thanks for asking. Arthur, when do you see headsets being gone? Yesterday. I mean, Mary, I really feel he's out the door. Then again, he's saying he wants to run for Senate in Tennessee. I think that's an excuse so that he knows he's going to be fired, and so he can bow out gracefully that way. Don't let the screen door hit you on the way out. He's gone. He's going to be gone. I give it 3 months most, the very, very most. Will a male Epstein trafficked victim come forward, or have they already? I thought that was the Diddy case. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm going to say yes to that. I get a mild yes on that. Thanks, Cleo. Thank you. 55555. Do you play the number 5 a lot? Greetings, Arthur. Do you see immigration reform in the near future? There are several bills out now. You have to watch when you ask soon or near future. It's going to happen. Just like I say, eventually, Citizens United will be gone in 5 years. So, but they've been working on immigration since what? Since I was born, 68 years ago. So, eventually get it right. But could you imagine they should be playing in school Ronald Reagan giving all the immigrants, remember he gave amnesty to everybody? Would you see all the MAGA people's heads explode like in the movie Scanners? But eventually, I do feel immigration reform does happen. But it's not going to happen while we have the current Congress. Will any sure Democrat governor of Kentucky run for president of the United States? He could get Midwest and non-MAGA Republicans. I get him getting a higher office. I don't see president. So we'll just keep that under watch. But thank you. Bonnie has been on leave for her medical issue. Is this an excuse to leave the administration? Are they sewing in a heart? Or was she getting stuff like Kristi Noem did? Have you seen her lips lately? Anyway. But at least she got her 50,000. What was it? That $50 million jet she now has. Bonnie's been on leave. I think the medical issue is an excuse. Just an excuse. Where she can hide, regroup, talk to her brother. What are we going to do? So, but she's going to be out. I would see her out the door in time. Losing her law license. Like Jeffrey Clark and Rudy Giuliani. Okay. I think we have time for one or two more. How bad is the regime cooking the books to make the economy look better than it really is? And will it lead to less confidence in the U.S. government? What I just got here, it's like cooking the books, but not to make the economy look so great. It's just they're cooking the books to make themselves look good for themselves to make more money. So, if that makes sense. But the U.S., the dollar's dipping. But I do feel as we get to the second quarter of 2026, it rises again. Okay. You know, it's like that time I was doing a radio show, somebody said, who's the most creative person you ever met in Hollywood? I'm like, the guy that does my taxes. Very creative. So, yeah, you can cook books. Hi, Susan. In the Republican primary in Texas, who will win between Paxton and Cornyn? And can Colin Allred beat either of them? You just stumped the psychic. I'm not getting an answer right now. Because I feel Paxton's going to be going away. Along with Cornyn. Money scandal coming up for Cornyn. So we'll see what happens. I'm sorry. I'm not really being able to answer that for you. But time will tell. Ask me in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll get an answer then. All right. Hello, fabulous Arthur. What do you see for Pete Buttigieg's future in politics? Secretary of State. And it could then lead to something higher. That's all. That's all I'm going to say. That's how I'm reading it. Okay. With all the states making marijuana illegal, will it ever be federally legalized? Yes. Hmm? I mean, if they realize they can make money out of this on taxes, go for it. They just want to privatize it so they can run it. I guess kind of like in Pennsylvania where you have the state store where you can't buy liquor. There's no liquor stores. You have to go to the state store owned by the state. And like I remember when I first came to California and they had beer at 7-Eleven, I'm like, what the heck? And yeah, it blew my mind, to have a grocery store. That just blew my mind. So to me, it was like they want the states to run. They would, if they could, they would have the states run all the marijuana stuff so they can make all the money. As a tangent, but sorry, but that's what I got. What has Giuliani been up to? Don't hear much about him. Is he well? No, it's like he fell down a well. I still get he's going to be doing some time, and then say, "I'm old, I'm sick, and I can't go to jail." Right. I see him trying to get involved with some cryptocurrency crap, some type of grift, or he's dyeing his hair, either one. I remember that when he had the running down his. Yeah, if you ever saw the movie Death in Venice, at the very end, the guy dies and his hair starts melting. Looked just like Rudy Giuliani. Oh, we already read this one? Hi, Aunt B. How's Andy? Do you see evil Marsha Blackburn in Tennessee being voted out for Democrat, going to jail, or being exposed? Also, I feel Tennessee will turn blue. What do you see? Thanks, Sherry and Arthur. Walter. She's getting exposed. Yeah. Jail time? She may try and get a sweetheart deal, so she rats on everybody else. Like I always say, it's called the art of the squeal. And but something's coming up for her, especially by March of next year. So we'll see what happens. I don't see her going in. I see a Democrat beating her. And that's when I said Hedgeth is going to try and get, run in Tennessee as well. I don't see him succeeding at all, even if he tries. Okay. Thank you, El Garcia. Thank you so much. You guys are so wonderful. Let's do one more, if there's one more. What happens to Musk? Don't hear a word about him at all. Has it calmed down, or are they still feuding? They're still feuding. They both need each other. But what's going to happen? His hair plugs start falling out, and he starts crying. And just kidding. Is that gender affirming care? Hair plugs. What happens to Musk? I always felt that he tries and leaves the country, and has his own little island or something. But I always get eventually he loses everything. It's like Icarus flying too close to the sun. That's what I see happening for him. But in time, not right away. I mean, it was SpaceX that brought the astronauts to the space station, International Space Station. I mean, remember we used to do that with NASA? Now what, we outsourced to SpaceX? It's crazy. All right. Let's go one more. You have any fun ones? Read that. I keep on hearing the song Muskrat Love. Please get out of my head. Look at that pretty dog. It looks like the little Scottish dog on Monopoly. Thank you, Harriet. That's so sweet of all of you. And you do know everything, the super stickers, everything, donations, all goes back to this channel. It all goes back to, getting studio time, for doing all the timeless tools for fast results stuff. I'm not doing guided meditations at the moment. They take about 2 months to do each one, so I'm holding those off. But the fun ones, I'm writing one right now about Neville Goddard and some manifestation techniques. They're really fun. Hi, Maddie. Thank you. Hi, Arthur. Will the NSA report revealed a couple days ago get more attention? Yes. Yes, the NSA whistleblower that said numbers don't lie. Math does not lie. The math is doing the mathin'. Yeah. I feel it's like this is a snowball effect. Like Mel talks about, the avalanche starts with a snowflake. But I get this as being the start, because I kept on seeing stacks of things happening. Like one thing, like being stacked up. And then that's when we weren't, like, I always say Trump is a weeble and we're going to learn that they do fall down. So, yeah, it's going to get more traction. Thank you, Lisa Morris. That's so sweet of you. All right. So thank you. I'm getting a whale from what I call it, from like when they go like this, no more questions. It's like, looks like a whale to me in the water. Anyway, listen, everyone, thank you so much for being here. And real quick, when people say, what can I do? What can I do? You call 5calls.org. Check them out. Talk to your representatives. The Congressional Switchboard, 202-224-3121. Check it out. Good Unite Us. It's an Apple and Android app. Tells you who donates to who, and it really will surprise you when you find out. I was shocked when I found out one of my favorite stores is 100% Republican. They give all their money to Republicans. I don't walk in the store anymore. And also, there's electiontruthalliance.org. They'll keep you up to date as to what's going on also with the election stuff. Okay? So thank you, everyone, for being here. We all have a voice. Use it. But the Republicans abuse it. We'll just use it. In the meantime, that was really bad. I'm sorry. But thanks for being here. And I appreciate all of you. When I say I love you guys, I really do. I really do. And this channel has been growing, and I could not have done it without you. You guys humble me. And I think it was 54 this morning. And I did have a friend say, your channel has really grown fast. How did you do it? I said, well, I do teach how to manifest. It's about time I start practicing what I preach. So 100,000 people. We're going for 100,000. That way I can get certified. Or I'll just be certified in jail, in the nut house. But anyway, that means I'll be certifiable. Anyway, thank you all for being here. And as I always say, take care, have fun, take care of yourselves, take care of others, all your representatives. And remember, this too shall pass. I know, like a kidney stone, but it's going to pass. All right? So later, Gators. Have fun. And we'll see you next. On with Linda tomorrow. We're taping. And Tuesday, we're not doing Law Tuesday. Mel's away. Wednesday, I'm on with Valerie. That's personal stuff. So if you have any personal questions. And then Fridays for members only. All right? So have fun.